It's just the first things you should really learn when getting into water features. So again, I'm out there building every day, working with the service team currently doing spring cleanouts. In the wintertime, we're kind of jacks of all trades. We do a little bit of carpentry. Dick does a lot of equipment maintenance, that kind of stuff. We'll get into our job description after hours. We don't want to talk too much about ourselves. We want to talk about the process and the products, right? So, but if you do have any questions regarding our side of the business, what it's like out there building, please ask us, later tonight when we're having dinner, maybe tomorrow morning, or just in passing. But this session today is going to be focused on, again, the fountainscapes. Make sense? Any questions so far? No? Okay. Go ahead. Nick, introduce yourself one more time.
For those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Nick. I've been a teammate here for 3 going on 4 years. As well as Chris, I'm on the construction team. Yeah, I mean, like you said, we're building these things every day. We can answer 99% of your questions, and the ones that we can't, Tavia and Heather can answer a lot more of the technical side of stuff. But as far as construction processes and like even spring cleanup questions, anything you guys want to know, we're here for you.
So with that said, we are going to illustrate for you today exactly how Aquascape would leave these water features installed in a customer's residence. Okay, we can tell you how much the kits cost. Everywhere from the trying to think, the basalt rocks are what, $1,600. The spillway bowls are $1,500 for the kits, right? And that's the pump, the piping, the units themselves. They do not come with lights nor scrap liners. So we're going to show you guys with a little bit of additional cost how we install them, and we'll explain to you the pricing that we ask for when we're installing these. Okay. So you can see this neat little sign that I stole out of our retail store. All of our fountainscapes start at $37.50. So the cost of goods out of our retail store are anywhere from about $1,350 up to $1,600 for the kit itself, plus an additional $300 with extra lights and liner. Okay, that's the 3-pack of the 1-watt spotlights where they're all daisy chained together for you already. They come with a little transformer. Okay, so again, you've got anywhere from, so with that additional $300 in cost, you have anywhere from $1,600 to $1,900 in cost of goods. And we start our pricing at just under $3,800, okay? And it goes up from there. So the simpler stuff, like the rippled urn, the stack slate urn, the spillway wall, what am I missing? The sphere, those are about the $3,800 features. The spillway bowls involve a little bit more artistry, labor, that kind of stuff. So we start asking anywhere from $3,900 to $4,200, and we'll explain that as we're going through the install process. Does that make sense to everybody so far? Okay, tomorrow we'll get into the waterfalls, and we ask about $4,800 for those. Okay, so any questions again so far? And I'm gonna consistently ask if there are questions, and everybody please bear with me because I will repeat every question so that everybody hears the question before we get the answer. Capiche? Good. All right. So we have a lot of people in here. Nick is actually going to kind of lead the build. He's going to build it while I kind of articulate or MC this event. Can I have hands of the people who want to volunteer and help us out today? Perfect. We're only going to need about 4 at a time, right? But we want you guys to actually get that hands-on experience, okay? That's important. So I think what we'll do is we're just going to kind of go little group by little group by little group. We're going to kind of, tag team, right? Tag in, tag out. Just like WWF wrestling. That's how they still do it. I don't know. Also, so that's going to be kind of the format that we're going to roll with. Nick will have a few extra helping hands. I will kind of highlight the process as he's going through it. Flavio over here. Sorry I didn't introduce you. I mean, he actually has a face made for in front of the camera, but unfortunately for us, he's usually behind the camera. So Flavio has the camera showing the spillway bowls. This one's close enough that I think a lot of you guys can see this. We're actually going to sink this basin into the ground. We did the work for you already on this one because it takes a little bit more time on the spillway bowls. Make sense? Everybody so far? So if any of you guys can't see up close and personal from where you're sitting, check out the TV. If you need something shown more in depth, we'll figure that out as we go. Again, this is a new format for us, this whole stadium seating, because this is a shitload of people, right? Considering the space. This is twice as many as we've ever had for the sandbox before, okay? So we're excited to kind of work our way through this, so please be patient with us. Again, this is the first time we've done it with all you guys having all eyes on us right here in front of us. So, cool? All right. And you guys are going to be patient with me? And Nick? Or at least with myself? Good. Okay. So, I have 4 hands up over here. Who wants to help Nick? Good, you guys are digging. Perfect. Let's go. I'll get you some shovels. You guys should turn on the mic. Okay, Dave.
Hey, I just moved rocks.
You just move rocks?
Maine, all we have is rocks.
Okay. Well then you're gonna be extremely disappointed today. We're digging in sand.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Alright, so Flavio says I need to turn this microphone on. Not for my sake. Alright, can you guys hear me better? Okay. Now we're gonna see you. Shabu. Yeah. Sorry, guys. So, when we are installing these fountainscapes, the number one order, well, let me back up. Please, I apologize again. I have ADD, that's too loud. See? Is that better? Okay. This is Heather, folks. So, any of the nerd questions, ask Heather. Right? No offense to Heather, she is way smarter than I am. Okay. I don't know the approximate the volume being able to be pushed through an 1.5 pipe. I just don't know. Right? I don't know the nerd or the science of it. That's excellent. Heather's department, head height, that kind of stuff. So those type questions, please direct them to Heather. I'm here to give you the practical, right? The stuff that actually happens out in the field and how we install this stuff. So, the idea of the fountainscape features is that you can install these out of the back of a pickup truck with 2 guys. We budget a half a day, so 8 man-hours, to install the spillway bowls, the basalt rocks, the stacked slate urn, the sphere, even the pondless waterfall, which we'll get into tomorrow. Okay, so again, going back to, you have anywhere from $1,600 to $2,000 roughly in cost, and then whatever your labor is, you guys can all figure that out as business owners, what that labor cost is. Okay? And we always shoot for 50 to 60% profit margin, which I'm sure Chris Wilson gets into in the Learn, Build, Earn, but Brian and Jeff will get into it as well. Okay? So that's up to you guys to kind of figure out how to set your pricing. Does that make sense to everybody so far? Okay? So, when we install these, again, it's out of the back of a pickup truck. You don't need, I know I have cat people in here, so these guys are beginners. They don't need the 303s, the 308s. I love heavy equipment, especially Caterpillar equipment, so thank you. But guys, you don't need all that fancy stuff to install these aqua basins, right? Just a couple shovels, a wheelbarrow, a haul cart, anywhere from 5 to 15 rocks, depending on the aqua basin feature that you're installing, and the kit itself, and a couple strong backs. Okay? All right? Good? Everybody good so far? Am I talking too fast? No? Good. All right, hold on. I'll speed things up. That's just caffeine in there, guys. Okay. So, questions, concerns, comments, good jokes? Okay, so, picture Nick and his crew of 4 guys, which is more than enough, but picture Nick and another guy getting out of the pickup truck at the customer's residence. What's the first thing they're going to do? What's that? No. You're going to introduce yourself to the homeowner again, okay? But you're close. So we go up and so, hey, I'm Nick. Nice to meet you. Hey, great. Thanks for coming. Let's go. All right. So, the introduction is key, right? We always call the customer the night before, saying how excited we are to come out there. And again, I can talk to you about some of those little things that we do as a construction crew to make it feel more of a relationship building. Building that relationship leading up to the project, and then making it more of an emotional thing, because ponds are emotional no matter which way you slice it, okay? So we introduce ourselves, and then we go to the truck, start unloading the material. The next thing you're going to do is determine the location of the aqua basin, okay? Now this is important, guys. The location of the water feature is intended to be put in intimate spots, or a place where it can be easily viewed from inside the house first, okay? Or an area of high impact. Does that make sense to everybody so far? You do not want to put something like an aqua basin, or any water feature for that matter, in the far back corner of a property or the low-lying area where nobody's ever going to walk their happy ass back there and sit by it and enjoy it. Okay? Does that make sense? This is running water. This is breathing the breath of life into a landscape that otherwise didn't already have it. Does that make sense to everybody? So, the reason that we have this incredible sandbox is for practice. The reason that we put this facade of the house up here as well is to help us illustrate how we would do this in a residential setting. This could be a front door or a back door. Does that make sense to people? So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll kind of paint out this little carriage walk, pretend this is the driveway. Here's a big bay window in the front, and we'll put that aqua basin right here so that passerbys, you know, that are coming up to the house, get out and see a wonderful set of basalt columns, right, with a little golden finch sitting up on top, wetting its beak or cleaning itself, or a stacked slate sphere at night lit up, it looks like silver raindrops, right? You're creating an element that otherwise didn't exist, and it's unique unto itself every single time, because that water is fluid, it's living, it changes. Does that make sense? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. So, determine the location of the aqua basin. You want it to be in a key area where people can actually enjoy it, where it's approachable. Again, not in the back corner of a property. Put it right next to some place where they're always going to be. And keeping in mind that, at least in our area, we can only enjoy these things outside for about 3 calendar months out of the year. Right? So that's a crappy investment. If you put it in the back corner of somebody's house, and you can only enjoy it for 3 months out of the year. We want people to enjoy it for 12 if possible. So, just to give you guys an idea of what we look for kitchen windows, right? The kitchen has evolved over the last 30 years as kind of being the heart of the home. People gather there. They spend a lot of time in kitchens, eating, sitting around tables, gathering, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Living rooms as well. They've got these big glass sliders, or anywhere you can view that water feature from inside the house, get it as close as possible. Okay? Cool? So, unfortunately, because of the way we have things set up, we're going to set this aqua basin right here. And we're pretending that our viewing area is where you all are sitting. Does that make sense? So when we set up these spillway bowls, they're going to set up spilling cascading towards you guys. Am I clear or no? Any questions? No? Okay. Nick, do you have anything to add?
I was just gonna, if you want to get into orientation of the basin, I know that's probably your next step, but
Yep. Perfect.
That's where I was going next.
Perfect. So, what Nick was going to say is, let's just say that we determined this is the location of our aqua basin. The orientation of the aqua basin is also important because you have a pump access port, okay? Which is the corner of the basin right here. This is how you're going to get to the plumbing, right? Get to the pump if you ever have to service it. This is where you hook everything up. So you need to understand when you're installing these, how can I make this as easy, not on yourself, but on the customer to ever access the pump, or to service it, or to get to the plumbing, in the event that they ever have to. Okay? Some of you guys service well outside an hour out of your home base, right? Which is totally cool. You have to. You gotta make money. If it's an easy fix for your customer to go out there and maybe take off the filter guard right on the ultra pump, and then pull that filter off and then clean it, and that was what was keeping him from sucking the water in and pumping it up over the basin, they can do that. You can coach them over the pump. They don't want to have to do that if they have to pull a big boulder off the top of the access panel, or it's impossible for them to get to. Let's just say there's more mature rose bushes hugging right around here. Nobody's going to want to like get their arm in there. Does that make sense to everybody? So you want to orient this thing to where it's easily accessible, that little corner, okay? And we'll talk a lot about that tomorrow as well when we're laying out the aqua basin when doing the waterfall. Cool? Makes sense so far? So what Nick just did is he sprays out a line 4 to 6 inches out from the perimeter, like kind of an offset of the footprint of the aqua basin itself. You guys will remove the aqua basin and then you start digging, right? I don't care where you are. It does not take, I heard somebody from Maine, where are they? Where's that guy from Maine? Okay, he's digging. He's like, oh, it's all rock. It's still will not take any longer than an hour to dig this hole. I promise you. We have dug these in all over the country. We've dug it in Khaleesi, we've dug it in Sugarton, we've dug it in like the hard gray clay here in our barren, what used to be cornfields, right, where it's all subdivisions now. In Pennsylvania, where it's all ledgestone. It does not take more than an hour to dig this in, okay? Make sense to everybody? And if you're calling BS on me, line me out and I will show you, I promise. That'd be kind of cool, field trip, right? So, digging happens. When digging, there's a couple things you need to consider. If you are doing the spillway bowl, okay, we keep all that soil on site, like right adjacent to the hole to which we dug, right? Because we're actually going to use that soil to create a berm. Does everybody know what a berm is? I don't know what else to call it other than that mounded dirt, right? But it's a berm. It's an area for us to support the backside of the spillway bowl, and also create areas for plants to help naturalize the architectural features that are the fountain street. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes? Okay. Now, if you are not doing the spillway bowls, you need to, and it's only about a half yard of dirt, of sand, of whatever the substrate is that you're digging. The excavated soil is only about a half yard. So you can get creative, right? I'm sure there's always an area on somebody's property that you can redistribute it, right? And sell it to the homeowner as, oh, let's create this little berm, you know, over here, this little undulation in the landscape. Trust me, you can get the half yard of dirt on anybody's property. Unless you're, I don't know, on a rooftop in downtown Chicago, then build it into your price. Okay? I don't have an answer for you on that. Let's dump it over to the side of the building. When we excavate the aqua basins, the existing grade, okay, so everybody understands what existing grade is, right? It's the platform to which I'm standing on. We sink the top of the aqua basin, which is this right here, not this, but this, anywhere from 2 to 6 inches below existing grade. Okay? And the reason we do that is we want to give it this concave look, a very natural look, right? And I'll show you when we start doing edge treatments how much of a difference that can make. I also don't want to see this black plastic edge when we're finished. Okay? There's no law out there saying that when you're done, you have to have a perfect square of gravel around these water pieces, right? So the salt rocks, the spheres, the bowls, anything. So I'll show you some different creative ways to kind of change up your edge treatment, bringing plants right up to the edge. But does that make sense to everybody as far as the depth to which I dig and we'll sink that basin down? We almost want, so existing grade comes like this, and then we'll gradually taper it down, right, to the top of our aqua basin, okay? The aqua basin is 45, right, Heather? Is that what it's called, the aqua basin 45? It's pretty much 100 gallons. Okay, it's like 98? Yeah, okay? Does anybody have any questions so far?
Can I add something real quick about,
Sure.
you might be thinking, well, why is square? You may even see some other companies have round or hexagonal shapes, in order to perhaps make it easier to disguise. But the square gives you a lot more water holding capacity, and as you'll see, it's really easy to disguise it.
That's a great point. Thank you, Heather. Everybody heard that, right? So for the footprint, you have a much higher volume of water than some of the different shapes of basins. Good so far? Okay. So once digging is done, on the fountainscapes, you'll get the bottom nice and level. Okay. I guess I'll go back over some of the different tools that you need to bring. Again, you can run all this out of a pickup truck. Again, a couple shovels, wheelbarrow, a ball cart, because you will take some boulders out with you. We do, because that's the way we sell them. That's why we ask the price that we ask. A 2-foot level is fine. If you have a 4-foot level, fantastic. Because you want to, on the spillway bowls, obviously make sure those are nice and level, right? But also when you're installing the basin itself, making sure that the basin is nice and level. Plumb left to right, or level left to right, in front to back, so that you are utilizing every cubic inch of water. Make sense to everybody? You don't want to fit at a 30-degree angle because then you're only using 60%. Questions? No? I will start calling on people if I don't get questions. Or you guys will hear my cleaning up routine.
Chris, when did the aqua basin come out? Years back, we had the whole.
That's a great question. I can't honestly tell you the exact year. So what the gentleman asked was, why did we bring, or when did we bring on the aqua basins? It did. Because guys, when doing common features, were doing the aqua blocks and snorkel setup or pump bulb setup using EPDM liner and fabric and all that stuff. We wanted to have a reservoir that took a lot of the guesswork and the brain work out of. We just dig a square hole, right? So a certain depth and you throw it in. You don't have to dig out, over excavate for where the pump vault is. You're not changing the dimensions of your hole based on the number of aqua blocks you have. We wanted to create a kit so that you could have this replicatable process. You can do it over and over and over. Whereas if you have the aqua block, it's so down that every one of them is 6 aqua blocks and a 15 by 15 liner. You can do that. But this is, the idea of this is we want this to be a replicatable process that anybody, after practicing 2 or 3 or 4 times, can go out and do again and again and again and be profitable. Does that make sense to everybody? So we're always attempting to make ourselves
Almost an inch on this side.
that was oh good. Does that mean? Yep, you got it. Squirrel. So we are always attempting to make ourselves more efficient and in all honesty, more profitable. We want to make more and more money for ourselves. For Aquascape, right? Which in turn flows down to all of them. Does that make sense to everybody? So that basically has been around for a few years, and they've constantly been refined. These ones are great because the way they're redesigned them, they move the ballast around inside, so that you could put more weight on them and that kind of stuff. So, and even some of the way they knot the tooling on the molds, they allow you to run light cables and hide them really, really well. And I can show you that as we kind of install this. So, great question. Any other questions while they're finishing up excavation?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
How do you guys handle the electric? So
That's another great question. What was that your full question, or?
well, I mean, do you guys actually run the Schedule 40 and do all that, or do you have an electrician?
That's an excellent question. So what he asks is how do we handle electric, right? Because everything that we have requires electricity, whether it's just a 12 volt or whatever the 3-prong plugs, 110, 220, whatever. I will tell you this: electricians hate to dig. Do they not? Anybody disagree with me? Okay, because if you did, give me their number. Because I'll call them. because I could use them. But I love to dig, right? So the way we handle that is we have electricians that we use and trust, and there's about a half a dozen that we can call. But here's how we would handle it. We'll dig the trench for you. We'll even bury whatever conduit you have. You have all the conduit on site. Whatever diameter pipe you need, I don't care. We'll dig the trench. We're already there. And if it's 400 feet, then you charge for it. Okay? But we'll do the digging. We'll do all that hard work for you, but we are not pulling wire. We are not hooking up outlets. We're not tapping into the box in the house. We're not doing any of that. Why? Because we're conduits, we're not electricians. Right? So I'm more than happy to do all that heavy lifting for the electrician. And the reason I like that is because A, my electrician is happy, and B, I can get the electric ran exactly where I want it, not where an electrician thinks it needs to go. How many times, I'm going to ask this for a show of hands, how many times have you asked an electrician to run electric for you for a project, and it ends up anywhere from 12 inches to 12 feet off of where you wanted it to be? Right? So that's another reason why I like to do the digging and the trenching and all that stuff. Of course, I make sure that's what depth you want the conduit and all that stuff, right? What's that? There is. And again, I'm not an electrician, right? So I ask, whatever electrician that we're using, I ask him for his input and what depth do you need it to be, that kind of stuff. Like, do you want to use steel piping, or do you want us to use plastic? Right? I don't really care. They're the ones handling that. That's their forte. Everybody heard that question, right? So I just follow whatever directions I give. I'm a very simple man, right? Makes sense so far? That's an excellent question because that's one we get a lot.
Just to kind of pitch back
First,
in.
I just want to add
So if you want to go around with the
the
rig.
other thing with that is, if you choose to
Hold on, I
split,
can yourself.
Tavia with the tech department, so I came in a little late to take care of issues, so the technical services department, we're the ones who will assist you guys with design, questions, advanced questions, things like that, if you're out in the field. Looking good, Chris.
I know. I just had to check.
So briefly, with the electrical, it came up recently with a contractor who had installed the features, told the homeowner later on to have the electric run, never got run. And so it's really important that if you're out doing further maintenance, your contract continue to state, we are recommending to have a qualified electrician please put in, CFCI breakers, proper line. It was on the Christmas line, and it ended up overheating. So it's really important that your contracts reflect that. All the sample contracts you guys are going to talk about today, it has it in the contract. But if you're out there doing service work, make sure you write it in there so you have something to back you up if something needs to down the line.
Thank you, Tavia. Any other questions before we continue to move forward? Yes, sir. Good question. So again, according back to, I guess piggybacking on the electric question, I'm assuming, is how do we handle that with the consumer? Do we put it back on them or do we include it? What I'll tell you is this. The relationship with the customer is very, very important to start off establishing expectations. Okay? Every customer is unique unto themselves, which I'm sure all of you can agree with. If they have an electrician buddy that they want, great. Let them handle the GC of it, right? That's like, again, informing them that we're more than happy to provide the training service and that kind of stuff. If you'd like us to take that on, that's perfectly fine too. We have a half dozen guys that we're willing to work with. And so it's kind of a, it evolves, right? It's customer, but that's how I would handle it. That's a great question. You have that. What about the law? How often Sure. So the question was, how often do we have to fill these things up or educate our customers, right, on how often they need to be filling it up? Was that re-asked that question? The answer to that is it changes. Right? It really is based on environmental factors, the type of soundscape that you install, velocity of the pump.
Well, I mean, it's not
A lot of, there's a variety of factors.
well,
So